Okay. So, yeah, so I found this is a pretty good place to practice short charging. Like I said before, Oats has a video explaining the mechanics of short charging, which are great, but I only found that so useful in terms of like actually having a way to practice. So what I figured out is this is a perfect little alcove right here, because if you just hold run and hold left, you will never get a speed booster. It never works. It's just barely too long to actually start a Shine Spark without any kind of short charge. So if you just hold right, slightly tap, that's technically a one tap, and it gets you just enough. So why this is useful is because it gives you very good feedback whether you got it or not. Because like when you're trying to learn short charging, it's really hard to know if you got it, or if like if one charge was shorter than the other, because you have to know where to stop to see if you actually got it, if that makes sense. So like if I go down and stop here versus stopping here versus stopping here, it's hard to judge whether something actually worked or not. So basically, this just gives you a good success fail condition. Point is, if you do it like this, it doesn't work. If you get a one tap, it does work. So what you can do is you can use this to get a feel for when is too late, because you want that first tap to be as late as possible. So if you go here, I tapped there, it didn't work because I was too late. So you can kind of work with that and develop a feel for, that's probably about right. No, that was a little bit late. That was probably right. That might have been a tad early, but that's close. And you can just do that and keep pushing it later and later. And then once you get a feel for that, you can start throwing the second tap in. There I did 2 and it worked. So if you get to a point where you can know the first tap is correct, then you can start doing that and be like, okay, my second tap was off there. Second tap was good. Second tap was good. There. My second tap was late because it didn't work. And then you can just do that and work your way up. I did 3 taps and it worked. That fell off, but it still worked. There, I did something wrong. So it's good for practicing because it gives you very clear feedback on whether it worked or not, and you don't have to be able to like store it on the dot to get that feedback. And then another cool thing, if you close the door, this gives you a 3 tap distance. So if you can get this, you can get a 3 tap. So if you really want to practice specifically 3 taps, you can do it here. Also works in Dragon Arena, but this just has the flexibility of having the gate to adjust that, and also just having this so you can practice like 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap. So yeah, I kind of lucked out. I had a seed that required a 2 tap, and I was just like, I need to learn this, and so I just kind of found different places around the map, and this just ended up being the best one for that. But yeah, hopefully this helps